reading a point in quadrant 1. All right, so reading quadrants, it's not as crazy as some students seem to think it is. It's just a direction system. Think of it that way. So the first number that you have is left or right. And left, I'm going to come over here real quick and I'm going to grab. So if you go right, it means that you have a positive number, and I'll put the positive in front here. And if you go left, it means you have a negative number. So the second number is down or up. So if I go down, then I have a negative number. If I go up, see if I can find the same one, then I have a positive number. So this is all we do, is we figure out, did I go right or left? Did I go up or down? And we want to get the coordinates completely, so both coordinates before we write it down, or before we make a dot. So you always start at this origin where they crisscross right here. So we have the y-axis and the x-axis. So we start right here where they crisscross. That's our origin or our 0 point. And then from there, we're just going to figure out, how do I get from here to wherever they're asking me to get? In this case, it's the park. So I say, okay, do I have to go right or left? Well, in this case, I can only go right. So how far right? I have to go I have to go all the way to here. So I have to go to 6. So I have to go right 6. And I don't have to put a positive 6. If you don't put anything in front of it, it's assumed that it's a positive. I'm going to erase this really quick just because it's kind of in my way. All right. So I had to go right 6. And then I have to go up 1 in order to actually get to the park. So up 1 is positive, so I put a 1. So this tells me right 6, up 1. And I shouldn't necessarily have to say right or up. If I say my coordinate is 6, 1, well, 6 is positive, that means right. 1 is positive, that means up. So it's literally a direction system. That is all we do. And on here, they're showing you the same thing. So they're coming over 6 with their red line, and then they're going up 1 with their blue line here. All right, so let's go ahead and clear this and try this out. Okay. So what we're going to do, first number has to do with, like I said, right or left. Second number is up or down, always, every single time. And we just want to figure out, how do we get from this origin to the bank? This is where they want us to get. So we need to pay attention where the bank is here. And I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to draw a line. So this is how far right we have to go. And then we also have to go up a certain amount like this. So I'm just drawing a line kind of like what they did here, just so that we can see it a little easier. So if I'm starting at this point and I want to come over here, I only have to go over 1. So I'm going to click on this, and I went over 1 right, so that's a positive 1. And then I have to go up until I get to the bank. And I know I crossed it off here, but it's an 8 on this one. And you can also count it. If we counted all these blocks, I'd count 8 blocks. So I go 8, and then check, and we're good to go. So I'm going to clear this out, and we're going to click next. Okay, so I won't draw on this next one quite so much. So we're trying to get to the post office. We have to start at our 0 mark. So the post office is actually right here. So we're pretty close already. So remember, right or left, then up or down. So I'm going to go right, 1, 2. So I know I'm going to write 2. And then my next one, so I'm already on top of the post office. I don't need to go anywhere else. So I'm going to click 0. I don't want to go up or down. I want to stay exactly where I am. So that means 0. All right, one more of these. So this one, we want to get to the school. So here's the school over here. We want to get all the way out there. So I'm going to go to my 0 mark, and I want to go right or left first. So I'm going to keep going over here until I'm underneath the school. So right here, I'm underneath the school, and that's 7. So I know I want to type 7 in my first one because I went right 7. And then my next number, I want to go all the way up until I land on the school. And I'm paying attention. I want to see how far up I went. So if I come over here, this will tell me this number 8. That tells me that I went up 8 units. So 7, 8, that's how I get to school. 7 right, 8 up. And you can even think of this as blocks if it helps. If you were in a city, you go 7 blocks to the right and then 8 blocks up. And that's quite a long walk, honestly, if you were walking that far. All right, we finished another one. Yay.